Real Estate and Chill podcast, the newest and coolest podcast. So tune in. Two experts discussing the real estate market. Loan officer James Chaudhry and associate real estate broker Kevin Iglesias. Beware, this is not another boring podcast. This right here is the shit you need to hear, respectfully.
Welcome back to episode 20 of the Real Estate and Chill podcast. I'm your host, James Chaudhry from United Mortgage, here with
Kevin Iglesias, associate broker with Realty Connect. Today, we have the man himself, one half of the Handler Zimmerman team, now at Keller Williams. Let's go. We got the man himself. He's out here trying to taste every freaking rainbow cookie invented to man. He's out here, man. He does more videos than Leonardo DiCaprio. We got Josh Handler in the building. Let's go.
So anticlimactic. Damn.
Where's the cookie when you need it?
I wanted the big ones, but we couldn't get the big ones. Hey, right now.
I gave you a little extra.
What the heck are these?
Oh,
Yo, these are the bootleg ones, bro.
I get the bootleg shit.
Like, what is this? This is not even confetti.
Why does it always get my water?
Oh, it's all right. It does the body good.
Yo, bro,
I guess
introduce
so.
yourself to our audience, please.
Tell us, Josh.
So Josh Handler, one of the founders of the Handler Zimmerman team over now at Keller Williams. And honestly, we're just trying to sell as much real estate as possible.
How long you been in the game for, man?
So May was 3 years. So a little over 3 years. What's that, 3 years and a half? 3.5 years?
3 years? What is going on? I thought you've been in the business for like a long time.
You know what? So I was in the restaurant business prior. So I was in the restaurant business from when I was like 17 all the way till basically real estate. I was doing real estate and restaurant business for about 6 months. And I told myself, all right, if I get 6 months worth of what it costs to live in the bank, I'll quit, sell my shares back to my partners, and dive headfirst into real estate full time. So I was working in the beginning like 80 hours at the restaurant and then 60 hours.
Wait, hold on. If I'm going to do a little math right now. wait, hold on.
Dude, it was wild.
Wait, hold on. When you were 17, you started in the restaurant business?
Yeah, so I was in the restaurant business from when I was 17 to about 28.
Hold on.
I thought you said you were in the restaurant for a second. I was like, wait, are you 20 years old?
No.
Like, what?
33.
He's like, I wish.
Yeah. No.
So you were a partner in the restaurant
So I
business?
was partners in 2 restaurants. So basically, backstory real quick. I started in the restaurants when I was 17. Worked my way up through, I worked at a pizzeria and restaurant. So I worked way up from, just working behind the counter, slinging slices, all the way up to becoming the manager of the restaurant, to then becoming one of the partners when they opened up another store. So I invested in it. I was going to college at the same time. Decided college wasn't for me. My mom made me pay for all my college because she said if I paid for it herself, I would never take it serious. I wouldn't go because it wasn't my money.
Right. That's true.
So
Facts.
True.
It was true because that's one thing. When it came to the point where I knew I didn't want to do it, I was just doing it to make her happy. I was like, this is not what I want to do. I got offline, didn't pay for that semester, went to my boss at the time and said, listen, I want to learn the restaurant business. Would you teach me? And just took a gamble that it would work out. It's just hard work. Anything you want to do, it's just hard work, and you can get to where you want to go, I think, regardless of what industry it is.
Wow.
So left the restaurant business, started just working as a regular manager. I was working, 60, 70, 80 hours a week, depending. Everybody always complains about the same stuff, though, in the restaurant. You don't see your friends. You don't see your family. You work every holiday. The hours suck. You're there 10 a.m., 10 p.m., whatever it is. It's just a brutal life. At the same time, there's the ceiling of how much you're going to make. Even though I was a partner, yeah, you got your salary, but you pretty much know for the most part where you're going to profit for the week. It's not like all of a sudden one week you're profiting $10K, the next week it's $30K, the next week it's $50, then it's $10. It's pretty even keel. So you kind of know where you're going, what you're going to make at the end of the week. And I always wanted more. I can't put in more work to make more money there. You know what I mean?
Right.
And we touched base on this on your podcast.
Yeah.
You're always going to make that other person.
You only can make that, even though I was partner there,
There's a cap.
There's a cap. I wanted to be like, if I bust my ass and I want to work 80 hours this week and I only want to work 30 the next week, if I bust my ass, there's potential for high reward.
This is what exactly. This is what I love about this business is that you're rewarded by your hustle.
Yeah, 100%. And the people that want to hustle and the people that want to be successful and want to make money, and I'm not talking $50,000 because listen, you can go work for somebody and have a 9 to 5 and make your 50 grand and go home. I'm talking if you want to make legit life-changing money, life-changing.
In less than a year.
I don't know many jobs in this industry. I think LOs fall in the same category. If you bust your ass, you can make ridiculous money where if you don't work, you're going to make nothing. It's all what you want to put into it.
Yeah,
and that's what I really loved about it.
And I think that it really does show in the industry that we're in right now. Like, you see people who are literally like grinding nonstop. Like, you see it. You know them. They're putting out things like that.
Yep.
You know they're hustling for it.
Yeah.
And you know they're top, like, you know, like as we have 2 top producing, you know, realtors right here, like, you see how hard they work. And as an LO too, like, you have to definitely pay your dues in the beginning, learn about everything. But once you get your feet off and you know what you're doing and you can really just like put your mind to it, get down, you know, and just work, you'll know. And if you take days off, if you're like slouching, if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, it reflects on you. So you really are your own motivation, realistically.
100%.
It's basically you versus you.
100%. And there's nothing wrong with taking a couple of days off and taking personal time. I think it's very important. Like, I just did a post about it, I don't know, a week or 2 ago about burnout. Like, it's a real thing. You know, you still need to have your own time. You still need to go do the things you love. Like, the whole point is of making as much money as you can and busting your ass so you can enjoy some time at the same time.
Of course.
You know, so you just have to have that balance and know, like, okay, you don't have a boss over your shoulder knocking on your door. Yo, why didn't you come in at 9 o'clock? You're on the schedule for 9 o'clock. You got to make sure you're up, you're ready to go and go to work.
Yeah. It's not like nobody's like watching over you. Just like, oh, you got it. Yeah.
It's you.
100% agree. And that is true too. In terms of like mental health and stuff like that as well, that's a very important topic that like, I feel like it doesn't really, like, nobody really shines that much light on it, but it's so important.
Everybody likes to say they don't work. They don't stop working. They always work.
I mean, right now I'm freaking exhausted.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
But you can't show it. You know what I mean? You gotta just. But you need that. You need that hour power. You need that time to yourself.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with once in a while you take a couple of days to yourself, or you take the weekend off. Like, you know, sometimes you need to reset yourself. I'm not saying you got to do it every week.
No, that's exactly what I meant. Like, when you're like, when I said that before, I meant like if you have things that you have to do today and like you're just taking the day off or you're not doing it how you're supposed to do it, you're not being yourself, you're not giving it your all, like, that's what I was talking about. But I 100% agree with what you're saying. It is definitely important. And you do want to, you know, we work so hard. We definitely deserve to enjoy it too. Life's not all about working like 24/7. Even if you enjoy what you do, you got to take time off. Like, after you work, you go home, you need to relax a little bit, just take your mind off things, you know?
100%.
What motivates you to make the videos? Because you do a lot. You put out a lot of videos on Instagram.
You know what? So I was never huge on social media, like not follower-wise, like huge into like posting. Almost similar to you. I was kind of like obsolete. Didn't really do a lot of posting.
Yeah,
Wasn't
I
really involved.
gotta post more.
You got to post a couple times a day, and it's a full-time job. Literally was when I was working at the restaurant and doing real estate at the same time, and then trying to make sure I was like posting at least once a day on social media. It's
time consuming.
It's very time.
Yo, what's the right hashtags? What's the right time?
Yeah.
Who's gonna like it?
And all that stuff. It's like an algorithm. What matters?
It is. Time, it's an algorithm.
What kind of music? What kind of, like? There's a million things that go into play. Of, okay, is it going to be a dud? Are you going to get 1,000 views?
And sometimes when you think that's good, like, yo, this is gonna hit heavy. This is gonna hit heavy, and it's like
nothing.
5 likes. What the heck?
Yeah.
What wrong?
Like, I just put in hours of work.
What time is it? What? All the right hashtags. What's going on?
Yeah,
but good thing you brought that up, because now we've hired EPM Studios to do all of our social media management. Shout out to EPM Real Estate Photography in the building, Mike.
Put your head in the camera, Mike.
You're a handsome man. Come on, Mike. Come on.
Just throw your face in there. There you go. Shout out Mike.
He's like, I hate you guys. No, but yeah, social media, I was never big into. I started my account, pretty much followed all my friends, told them, listen, guys, all follow me. So that was about 50. And then after that, I ended up getting to like 400. After that, it was like a dead standstill. I don't even know how I got that. I probably know about 10 people and their friends like followed me. And then I hired someone to run all my social media, start doing more content. And I was like, listen, I don't want to buy a single follower, which is why I'm huge on that. I don't want to put everything I want to grow organically, all platforms. Authentic. Because the people that are going to follow you, regardless if they're people in the industry, people that are looking to possibly buy or sell in the future, these are people that you're going to get business from, or they're going to possibly refer you. And that's what it's used for. I don't need a big number at the top saying, oh, look, he has a lot of followers. Like, big deal to me. But I started with 400, and now I have like 3,200 within a year, less than a year, all organic so far. So, awesome. It takes time, but, get there.
I mean, I just got on Instagram, in March? I only have like 600 and something, but still.
Well, speaking of that,
go ahead.
So I bought you guys a gift. Speaking of the 600, perfect time to bring it out. So to me, everyone always says, oh, you hit that 1,000 follower milestone, Then after that, you want to hit the 5,000. Then after that, you want to hit the 10,000. That's like the holy mecca. Then it's like only up from here. So for you guys, we got a little Dom.
Ooh, Dom Perignon in the building.
So once you hit 1,000 followers, that's when you could open this up. Until then,
Oh, it's a challenge.
you could just stare at it. It's a beautiful, sexy black bottle. But
Well, thank you.
Yo,
we
we
really
appreciate
appreciate
that, man.
that.
That's really dope, Dave. So that's the challenge.
that's the challenge.
That's the challenge. 1,000 followers.
How quick can you get to 1,000 followers to be able to pop it open?
When we get that, we're gonna
Invite you back on.
We're gonna invite you back on. And we're gonna pop this together.
All right, deal.
It's gonna be a
Let's
lot of
do it.
confetti too.
A lot of confetti. That's
a lot
going to
of
be a
money
party.
flying.
Not this confetti, the better confetti.
Yeah, what the heck is this? This is some bootleg,
All right,
man.
so
What the heck?
basically, I went to Party City.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
They
Nobody
didn't
cares.
have it.
Nobody
Yeah, yeah.
cares.
I just wanted.
You wanted to buy
get
the
it.
cheap stuff? I get it.
yeah.
I bring you the expensive, you buy me the
Dom
cheap.
Perignon. He brings some bootleg confetti.
We see how it really is.
So let's touch base on this, right? Because this is a video that you just did recently. You touched base on this.
Yeah, recently.
Buying fake followers or growing organically.
I can't stand people that buy fake shit. I think everybody that buys the fake stuff, it's in their head. Like, they need to feel like they're on the top.
So you think it's like an insecurity?
I think it is, because if you have 10,000, 5,000, 3,000 real people that are actively following you, you're going to get way more business, way more referral-based, way more everything than if you have 50,000 followers, 60,000 followers, 20,000 that are all fake, because these people you're just paying for them. People, they know they're not real, because when you see you have 50,000 followers and you have 100 likes on your photo, I mean, red flags are going off, like there's something wrong here. And now these companies are making more money because they're like, oh, well, we know that looks a little, there's something wrong, a little suspect.
Sus.
Yeah. So why you only have 100 likes on your photo? You got 50,000 followers. All right, let's fix that. I'll charge you $100. I'll give you 2,000 likes and 100 views on your video. It's like, all right, so now you're just becoming as fake as possible.
All right. So I agree 100% with you. Like, I wanted to grow, and Mike and I have a little challenge too that we're putting together, is just to grow organically. Like, I don't believe in the same thing, like buying likes and buying views and buying followers, but I'm gonna be unbiased here, right? It's all about perception, right or wrong.
That's the double-edged sword that you run into, right?
So it's all about perception. People in our generation see like, yo, this guy has 100,000 followers, so many likes, so many views. He's the go-to guy. Let me work with this guy. You know what I mean? So that's that point.
I can 100% see it, because so obviously if you set your like account up as like a business account, you can see like the how many people are watching, how many impressions you're getting, all this stuff, right?
I don't know if I'm a business account. Are you? I think I'm a creator.
Creator account.
I'm a
Same
creator
thing. I
account.
think you
Oh,
can see the same stuff. Like when I go on the listings now, I used to obviously was never part of my presentation, but now I say, listen, I just did this last video. We had 8,000 views on this one. The last one we had 11,000. Now they see this, and these could be 11,000 people that either have a friend looking themselves that maybe are not looking on Zillow or Facebook or
And it's organic.
anything. It's all organic people, you know. So it's like all these views. Maybe the old school realtors that are only posting on MLS, Zillow, Trulia, blah blah blah. Now you got all those people. Plus, I have these extra 10,000 views that we're going to do when we make a video for your house.
Which makes sense.
You know, maybe, so yes, maybe I cost more commission-wise to hire me, but what you can make,
Value.
the value is always there. It's just always creating that value for your customer. So it's, okay, why do I want to hire you over the next guy? What do you do differently? So I feel like now focusing more on the social media aspect is what helps separate
you from everybody else.
Right.
I'll never forget it when I was at one of your open houses, actually, and there was basically there was somebody who came to the open house and they saw your video. I think it was on Zillow, actually.
But that was before I was on
yeah, you weren't on social media.
I wasn't on
Instagram.
social media.
It
I was on YouTube. Yeah.
But I think it was on your Zillow page.
Yeah.
And then she saw it and she was like, "Oh, I saw this video. I want him to list my house because of this."
Yeah.
And I told him
So it
right
does
away. I was
work.
like, "Yo,
It
I
works.
was like,
100% works.
Yeah.
I posted your video on my Instagram because of how
And it blew
It
up.
was an awesome video.
Yeah, listen, some videos are going to crush it. Some content
Trash.
But you know what? Some content that's trash is better than no content at all. And I think that's the number one thing when you first get started, that people have the perception it has to be perfect, and they won't post until it's perfect.
Right. Oh, I gotta lose this weight. I'm not gonna lie. Like, yo, I gained mad weight during COVID. And I was like, no. If I'm gonna do a video,
COVID-15?
I gotta look a little slimmer.
Fuck. I mean, sorry.
Ooh,
yo, watch
explicit,
your mouth.
explicit.
Yeah. Bleep that out, Mike. Bleep that out.
COVID 30.
So one thing, like I believe,
You just move past
We'll just pass on that.
James' jokes are never funny. So
He was wrapping that up. He was wrapping that up. We got this one.
he was waiting for that punchline. I was like,
Yeah, total done. Next.
all right. So like I believe the same thing as you, right? I believe it has to be 100% authentic for that purpose that you want to have that interaction with somebody who may be thinking of buying or selling or that word of mouth because. The podcast grew so quickly because of word of mouth. We didn't put any
Dude, your thing
marketing.
is taking off. No joke.
Thank you.
I don't think we
Taking
spent
off.
$1.
We haven't spent anything, like literally not even
we haven't spent
one
$1
dollar, except
on,
for like logos and stuff like that.
It's because you guys are the first people to do a podcast at least in the real estate mortgage aspect for me. Obviously, I was never really big into podcasts, so I really don't have a lot to compare it to. But since I've been more involved with my own podcast and, watching, Charles's podcast, shout out Handsome.
Yo, shout out to Handsome.
You guys, I know Lou's doing his thing,
Lou's
etc.
Lou, cool that up. But,
Lou,
Yo, come on, bro.
But, now following it, listen, I think we spoke about this yesterday a little bit. Everybody could only have their attention span for so long, right? So if you're just listening,
100%.
you're only, I'm at fault for this too. You'll listen for 10 minutes, and then if it doesn't really grab your attention,
Next.
you get a phone call, then you don't go back to it, whatever the case may be. But you guys with the video is what I think really sets you guys apart from everybody else because the video part makes it so much more entertaining. If you were just doing a regular video and we were just sitting here at the table and nothing was going on, you're probably still in the same boat. How long are you going to listen for, watch for? But doing all the confetti and all the nonsense, it makes it entertaining. You want to be like, what the hell are these guys doing next? And it captures you. And I think they say even with Instagram, like you get like 7 seconds in a video to capture somebody before they like keep scrolling.
That's one of the reasons why, like intro, we make every guest feel like MVP because they are, right? And that's why we do the crazy intros, the sound effects.
That
everything.
7-second intro would be like, all right, you got me. Like, let's continue watching.
Yeah.
So it's like a mixture. You literally there's so many positive reasons to do something like that.
I'm glad you brought that up because I usually bring this $1 million question towards the end, but are you subscribed?
No.
Yo, I'm out. Thank you, sir.
Have a good day. So now I was never big onto YouTube. So now I'm officially trying to like revamp my own page. So like I don't even know my own login information. So now once I get my login information, now I'm going to subscribe.
Yeah, that was a nice excuse we've heard. We'll take it, I guess.
Listen,
Yo, he got us a bottle. I mean, a
Yeah,
Dom
we can't really
Perignon.
say
What can we
anything.
say?
give me a break, man. You know this is
All right. We're going to cut him some slack. But you got to subscribe. And you also got to subscribe to the House Podcast.
true. Shout out to the House Podcast with Josh Handler. Make sure you guys subscribe, like it, follow it, do whatever you got to do. Just do it.
You know the podcast is good when you got to explain yourself in third person. So subscribe to that podcast.
Do you follow? Are you subscribed?
No.
Oh,
Yo, subscribe to it. Subscribe
I'm
to
going
it.
to subscribe right now. Don't worry.
unbelievable. You get shitted on and right back. Nothing.
Wow,
That's the first time somebody's ever called us back out.
And we were just
Shots fired and all around.
That was good.
Oh, man.
So talk to us about this brownie hunt, bro. Like you're in
Okay.
every town trying rainbow cookies.
So it's kind of like a spin-off on, obviously everyone follows Portnoy and Barstool and the whole pizza reviews, blah, blah, blah.
bite, everyone knows
One
the
bite,
rules.
everybody knows the rules. So for me, I love a good rainbow cookie. Good sucker for a rainbow cookie. You guys should have brought some yesterday, but we'll let it go.
Ooh, damn.
So love a good rainbow cookie, right?
Yo, shots fired.
Wait, real quick before we continue, I see your mom's house podcast. I do not see the house podcast. I
The
don't know
House,
why.
I think it's The House with Josh Handler.
Oh, what's that, Mike?
Oh, look at that!
Oh, he got it!
Shit!
Oh, he got it!
Spoke too soon.
Yo. You want to subscribe or what?
Oh, shit. So the whole thing is,
I got it.
So on the gram, that's me.
There you go.
That's me.
Subscribed.
So with Instagram, I feel I like to do a lot of entertainment.
Yep.
With a lot of learning and knowledge based, right? If you're always given knowledge, I feel some people don't always want to learn something. They just want to be able to catch something funny, or they just want to see something, whatever.
Or a mix.
So I try to make Instagram where if a seller wants to learn about me, they could see what, my true personality through Instagram as well as my business side of it, right? So I try to make it where if they call me, they kind of already know me rather than who am I, this and that. I feel if they follow me and they watch all the stuff I do, regardless if it's business aspect or for fun, they already know me when they give me a call. So I kind of wanted to rope that in. So one of the things I love to do is have a good rainbow cookie. So I was like, you know what? Let's just try to find the best one. First, we kind of just started it as, I'm from Levittown when I grew up. There's like 2 bakeries that are kind of the go-to bakeries. Rivalries that are like this go-to bakeries in Levittown.
Oh, that place is amazing. I've been there before.
Rivalries?
I think so,
What
yeah.
the fuck? That's a bakery? I thought it was like a legit rivalry.
No, wait, that's the cake place, right?
Yeah, you capping, bro.
That's the cake place.
You buying fake followers and fake likes and fake views.
All right, I will send you the link right now.
You like
There's
that
a
rivalry?
place.
I've never heard of that.
No, never heard. Here, I'm looking at it right now.
Yo, he's like the type of dude's like, yo, you make a
rivalry is the
place.
best
Here,
place
here,
ever.
yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna show you right now. It's in Levittown.
Dude, there's no place rivalries in Levittown. If there is
The man said he grew up in Levittown. You're gonna tell him there's a rivalries in Levittown.
rivalries,
Oh no, I'm an idiot.
yeah,
What's it
100%.
called? What's it
It's
called?
called Dortoni or something.
What? Not
Yeah,
even close.
so
But this is the place I was talking about. Have you ever been here?
Yeah, so
That place is awesome.
let me as I was rudely interrupted. Let me continue this.
Interrupting.
So in Levittown, as the rivalry was Dortoni's versus Sweet Surrender. So they're both in Levittown. Those are like Dortoni's is like the go-to. Like they made my wedding cake. They did it all. Like they're like top notch, legit. Like they run Levittown, and I think they just opened up one in Colmac. And like if you hear like their name, like it's like quality. Sweet Surrender opened up. They're the newbies in the block, but they're getting like they're blowing up. So I'm like, you know what? We got to go to both and find out who is the best in the rainbow cookie aspect. So then people started mentioning, oh, you got to go here, you got to go here, you got to go here. So I'm like, all right, this is getting some traction. So I was like, this is great. This is kind of what I wanted, get some interaction on the page, this and that. And then every time we posted a review of the competition that we did, more people would comment, oh, you got to do this. And then all of a sudden, I had, what was it? You know how a lot of people judge it on like likes and follows?
Yeah.
But now it's more how many times like that was shared. So like they shared it to their story or whatever.
Okay,
like that's what you apparently want to look at as well. So I looked and that had like people shared it like 24 times. So I'm like every other
You're
share.
onto something. You're onto something.
Every other share I get like 0 or 1. So I'm like this thing got 25. I'm eating a freaking cookie. So I'm like this is great. Then all of a sudden I'm like you know what? I gave the winner of who I thought was the better one, Dortoni's, and then Sweet Surrender reached out and said, no, you got to come back and try this cookie. You didn't ask for the right one. So like now the whole business owner's reaching back out. So I'm like, all right, I'll be back. And now I was like, you know what? Let's try to make it instead of these, a one-on-one thing. Let's just try to find the best on Long Island.
Yo, so come on now. You got to taste it. You got to say.
Yeah, but this is we're talking. We got to go to a bakery. This is in the box.
Nah. Well, here's what you're gonna judge.
All right, so
it's either fire or it's trash.
All right,
There's
fire.
no in between.
Do you like rainbow cookies
I don't eat chocolate at all.
at all?
Nothing.
But just so you know, Rivalry, Dortoni, they sound kind of similar. It's next to a Party City. I remember. See, I'm not lying. I'm not a liar.
Hold on.
It is, right? Wrong?
Hold on. The man is tasting
sorry,
right
I'm
now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to concentrate here. I'm talking about
I keep
freaking-
interrupting you. I'm
Flavors,
sorry, Josh.
The ingredients are in the palate right now.
Not gonna lie, we had plenty better. We had plenty worse too.
So it's fire or is it trash?
Shit.
Damn. Oh, is that your review?
All right, if I have to pick one, it's definitely not trash. I'll have to go fire.
Fire!
There you go.
Flames. Put that in there. Listen, on the scale, you could tell like it's not like a bakery fresh, so it's probably like in the like a 7.1 cookie rating.
Ooh, okay. That's still pretty good. That's still
You want to know
pretty
where
Not
that's
bad.
from?
Something bakery.
ShopRite. Yo,
Wow.
ShopRite almost got a 10.
Oh, they're
Actually,
fair.
that's pretty far. 7.1 is pretty far from
Come
a
on,
10.
man.
Come on. That's
They're
pretty
far
far.
from.
You're like a 6 on a 10 scale. So yeah, you're
That's
right.
almost a 10 too. But honestly, it's just been getting so much attention. So we're like, we'll keep it going. We tag the ones that we think were not the greatest. We kind of don't tag them because we don't want to we don't
offend them.
Yeah,
we
we
don't
don't
want to offend them. But the ones that we say if they're in the 7s or higher, we'll tag them, and then maybe they get some business out of it. So it helps the small businesses and days like today. Everybody could use a little extra. And
So question, we're going to put you on the spot, man. Are you quick on your feet?
How quick we talking?
Like quick.
All right, let's go.
All right, you're in the hot seat. You always call out Handsome. You always call him out and do some challenges. We want you to challenge him on something right now.
Right now.
Cookie eating contest.
Cookie, no.
Just like what do you call it? Like
No,
the hot dog eating
for
contest.
him, it would have to be a pint of ice cream eating contest. But
He's doing that commercial, though.
he's doing a shirtless commercial.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what would you challenge him on?
For a shirtless commercial?
No.
Just anything.
Anything. What would you challenge him on? We just saw the recent challenge you did, which was the Burr method versus...
The Burr method versus if you should like buy it just with straight equity.
Yep.
That's a good question. All right, continue. Let me think of a good one, and I'll come back.
we'll
I want to make
plug it
sure
back.
we
We'll
have a
plug
good
it
one.
back.
So
All
when we come
Well,
back.
based off that one, which one do you think is better? Burr method or
So I
straight
think they
equity?
both have, and the reason why I asked him, because one of my good friends, he's all about, listen, I'll just buy it and put my 20% down. As long as it's bringing me cash flow, that's good. I'm good. And then for me, because I'm so intrigued of everything that Handsome does, I was like, I like that model because I could reinvest that money over and over again, and hopefully instead of buying one, saving up another 20%, buying another, saving up another 20%, maybe you could buy one, cash out that money, buy the same thing with the same money. So for me, I'm more about that. But then I just did another podcast with, I forget his name, but
Damn.
Alon Abgi. I saw him on JB Bulvedin with JB Bulvedin. Do you know JB?
Yeah. We had JB
We had
on.
You had him
episode
on?
8.
So
Shout out JB.
shout out
Was it
JB
episode 8?
I think so.
What episode was that, Mike?
No, that was Jake.
from State Farm.
Nah, his name is JR, but we call him Jake from State Farm.
Yeah.
All right, close enough. But so literally, he's all about just just buy it. He goes, because the time you're thinking, okay, I don't want to buy it because I want to wait for the next property. By the time that next property comes about, you'll probably have more money ready to go. So he's like, you wait for the best opportunity, but then you lose the opportunity that you had. So he's like, if you want to do it, you just do it. If it makes cash flow, regardless if you have money invested, he's like, just do it. And I was like, he goes, you just got to rip off the Band-Aid for the first time and be like, it's going to be okay. If the numbers, it's just numbers. If the numbers make sense, just do it. If you're happy with 12% cash on cash return, then if you had to put down $50,000 to do so, but it's making you cash on cash and you're happy with 12%, just do it. If you need 15%, then wait till you see something that's 15%. He's like, if I'll do a 9% if I know I could add value and then charge more rent in a couple years. He's like, it's just numbers. He goes, I don't care if I have to buy something that needs work, if I have to buy something with 20% down, if I could cash out or not cash out. I was like, it kind of makes sense. So I'm stuck in the middle. I just want to buy.
You and everybody else.
I think the first one, it's more nerves, and you don't want to not make the right decision because you're scared that
risk.
all the money that you just made, you're going to lose. But he also kind of broke it down. He was like, you're not going to lose your money. The worst case scenario, you lose a little bit and you sell the property off, and it was a learning experience and it cost you a couple dollars. He goes, it's back with real estate. The real estate's not going to go to zero. So how much are you really going to put up that you really are going to lose? You're never losing the entire thing. So he's like, just rip the Band-Aid off. He basically said, stop being a bitch, beep, beep, and just do it. And I was like, it kind of starts making sense, when you think about it. But I'm still set on the Burr model is my preferred method. But after speaking with him, it kind of made it seem, all right.
What
Just
made
do
you,
it.
What made you?
what it is.
What made you start your podcast?
So Handsome, shout out Handsome, the guy's all over the place today, but he made me want to do it. He's like, dude, just start a podcast. It'll be the best thing of your life. I was like,
How'd you guys meet?
how did we meet? I think doing just deals together. So a couple deals that I found, I reached out to him like, hey, I think I have a good deal for you. And then we started he fixed a couple up. I started selling them for him. And then, shout out with Stacy. I know you guys had her on also.
I remember she shouted you out on her episode
Yeah,
too.
so I met Stacy. I found her on Instagram. I just saw her when I first started out the podcast. She was like one of the first guests. I had the podcast. I was like, kind of like she was from Levittown. I was like, I like that she's like hustling she's a female hustler, and I was like, you want to come on my podcast? And she, didn't know her from a hole in the wall. She came on, and before she left, she goes, I'm actually in the process of flipping a red house in Wantor. She goes, I kind of like the vibe that we got. Would you list it for me? I literally met her that day, and we just vibed really well, and she liked everything. And then she started taking off, and then Charles, I guess they formed something together with them, and we kind of just been doing a lot of stuff as a threesome.
Like a trio.
Like a trio.
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 That's a better word. That's a better word.
Handsome, Hank. He's quick, he's easy, and a good time. So, but so it's really just turned into. That's the thing with the podcast. To get back to your question, I really did it for myself. I wanted to literally just meet so many more people that I wouldn't have met if I didn't have a podcast. Because you're not going to reach out to them just to say, hey, you want to grab a slice of pizza? You want to just like bullshit about real estate or the market or, some people do it, but it's not as normal as, yo, you want to come on guest as a podcast? You meet like.
It's different.
I meet you guys. I didn't know anything about you guys. I meet you guys. I learn from you guys. And I feel everybody I have on my podcast, I walk away with some type of knowledge that I can implement with my team and my business to the where it's just a learning experience. You're meeting new people. You're getting out there more. And I think it's one of the best things I've done.
Honestly, I value the conversation we have more than like the viewership and stuff like that. Like the amount of views that we get on the podcast don't really matter to me. As long as we're adding value to somebody and somebody's benefiting off of it, I know I'm benefiting off of it just from
100%.
having these conversations. That's the most important thing to me.
Yeah, you know what's dope about having the podcast is that you just never know who's listening.
So true. And who commented on my podcast the other day? Broke Agent. He commented on my podcast. He goes, you never know who's listening. 'Cause I might have shouted him out like halfway through a podcast. I was like, this guy's. You would think, this guy's never listening to what's going on. And he's like, he writes on there, Zilla. He's like, you never know who's watching. And it's so true. You never know who's listening. The people that you don't think are listening, and the people that you don't think that are listening are or not. You really never know. And it's just, you just got to keep doing it. And obviously the whole goal would be to get it to the point where, you become a name that people want to listen to it on a daily basis or a weekly basis, and you're getting like 1,000 downloads per episode and this and that. And, then you get the whole sponsorships and ad promotions and
Monetized.
You could end up turning it into, something where you could take that money that you're making off that and reinvest it into your business to try to grow it even more, etc. So obviously that would be the whole goal, I think, is to try to make it to that level. But even if it doesn't, just the experience that I've learned and the people I've met make it 100% worth every penny.
100%. I mean, we get so many DMs from people, just like very motivated influence, always reaching out for advice, which is, I think, it's amazing.
Well, I think one of the things that you do, which is what I think a lot of people like, is even on your story, when you're just posting stuff on your story, inspirational stuff, like just about, your bring up and what you're doing on a daily basis just to keep pushing. I think sometimes people just need to hear that if they're going through a hard time or they're going through a rut where they can't get a deal together. Some people just need to hear, like, it's okay, just keep going, and it's going to come.
Yeah. And I agree. Important. And that's why, I do these stories. We just talked about this on what episode?
26.
26 with the real estate trifecta, right? He said the same exact thing about the stories that I post. So you just never know who's listening, who could be impacted by that message.
It's true.
So it's pretty dope.
I know you guys just had trifecta on, obviously minus Lou, and even when I had Lou come on, it's just, there's so much knowledge out there that, for the most part, I would have never met the guy. I would have never asked him about, hey, I'm looking to set up some financial stuff for future stuff. And, he puts out his little clips on social media now and stuff. And it's so you want to learn, like you want to do better for yourself, just hearing him speak. And, if he wasn't doing that, or if I didn't have him on my podcast, like I would probably never reach out to him in the first place. And now I reached out, I learned some things, it betters myself, it sets my family up better. It's just a win all around.
And not for nothing, but people want to be on a podcast.
Yeah.
They look forward to it.
100%.
They look forward to it.
I was excited to be on your show.
Even like a little one. Like, it's fun to be on. Like, before it like blows up, you're like, I was part of the bring up.
Part of the glow up. So everybody wants to be a part of a podcast.
I think it's, no matter how big, how small, it's always a good time. And I think every single person should just, if you have the smallest idea that you want to do it, regardless, podcast, or if you just want to do anything in general, just go for it. Like, what do you have really to lose?
So, all right, question, because you've been doing the podcast for how long?
So we've been doing it. We have like 20. We just, I think, recorded you guys yesterday. I think it was episode 28.
28. All right, so we're basically
right
almost around the same time.
Yeah, probably around the same time.
But should everybody start an episode, or should you have experience and then do the podcast?
So I don't think you need experience, because I think you could learn from the people that you bring on at the same time as like a learning. I think you may be able to speak a little bit more intelligently if you have some experience to, based off what you're asking or something of that nature. But I think either way, you can definitely learn something. I don't think you maybe not get as many people watching because they don't know who you are yet, maybe,
Right.
Or like you haven't done a single deal and they're like, what's this guy even talking about? But I think no matter what you do, I think you could definitely start a podcast. I think you can definitely get people to watch. And you never know. If that one person watches you, even if they have no idea what you're doing, but they see you started a podcast, then it's like, you know what? Let me reach out to him and call him.
Yo.
What's up, dude? How you doing, bro?
Yo, is this Mr. Dan O'Neill calling live right now on a podcast episode?
On the hotline.
Is this Mr. Fuck? Is this showtime?
Yo, it's showtime all time. What you mean?
Yeah, son. These guys are killing it, bro. You guys are fucking big time now. I didn't even think you were gonna pick up my call.
You got to call the showing time number.
What's good, man?
Right. Are you guys actually mid podcast right now?
We're in podcast with Mr. Handler.
You're messing up my podcast, Dan.
Yeah, with Josh too. That's the Motley Crew right there. Yeah.
Talk to me, man. Talk to me.
All right, call me afterwards. But is that house on Stanley still available?
Yeah, I'm gonna hit you back. We'll
Dan,
talk.
I'm selling your Massapequa house tomorrow, buddy.
I'll share it for me. Later, boys.
All right, bro.
Oh, that's so funny. Shots all around. Oh, man. I don't even know what we're talking about.
Yo, I think doing the podcast and coming on social media was the best thing for me, right? Because again, I was never on social media.
Yeah.
And I've done a ton of volume, right? But then again, when you're not on social media, it's like
People don't know.
Exactly. So I was like, you know what? Let's blow it out the park. Let's just
Dude,
blow this freaking podcast out the water. And
I
just,
think everyone. I mean, honestly, I agree with you guys both. I think everyone should be doing it. Like, if you're not telling people like what you're doing, how are they even gonna know? Like,
Exactly.
you want to tell everyone what you're doing. Like, if
social media has a lot of power.
Dude, it's unbelievable how much power it has. And that comes down to when you walk in a room, if everybody doesn't know what you do, if I walk in a room and they don't know I do real estate and that we're super successful and we're selling things left and right, that's on me. And if I wonder why when they needed to buy something or sell something, they didn't reach out to me, that's on me. Every single person should know what you're doing when you walk into that room. And I feel like if they don't, that's on you.
And I want to touch base because you brought this up yesterday, and it hit me, like I said on my story, like a ton of bricks. I never realized how much I've accomplished until you brought it up. Like, you were like, yo, this is not even COVID's year, it's Kevin's year.
That's it.
But, like, it's literally your mindset can lead you to success or could lead you to failure.
100%.
And there's nothing that can hold you back. The sky's the limit. There's no cap in this business. You can do as much volume as you want to, right?
It's all what you want to put in.
So,
Period.
amazing things happen when you have a podcast.
And you know what's funny?
All from the podcast. You could be podcast today, top 20 under 40 tomorrow.
So, but that's a good thing. Another thing, right? People thought I was just like an overnight success.
And we talked about this, and you said, the breakdown where you literally just started all this stuff, you bust your ass, and there's so many applications that get put into winning.
A lot
that.
of applications.
It's a lot of applications.
And if you didn't know, he is top 20 under 40 rising star real estate for year 2020.
Pop, 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 confetti.
boom, boom.
Add some confetti to the
Yo,
screen.
Mike, yeah, can you make confetti pop up on the screen, Mike? Photoshop it. Damn it, Mike.
But yeah, it's super hard to get. And, when you get an award like that, it's super deserving and you feel good. Like, not that you need gratification, because, your deals that you put through and the happy customers and the clients when they move in, like, that's enough when you know, like, you did a good job and you closed on the house and, like, they're buying their first home. And that's what I love about the business, just the people that you meet and you're literally changing their lives. You're literally thinking about
100%.
that. These first-time home buyers, like, you're giving these people a loan. We're finding these people a house. Like, the whole concept that these people are out there searching for a home for the first time, and you're responsible for getting them in that house. Yeah. And once you see them, like, how happy they are, and they reach out to you 6 months later, or you follow, like, every year I follow up with whatever people bought a house that year, I stop at their house during the week of, like, Christmas, and I drop off, like, a cheesecake or something. And every time they come and see me, every time I drop off, they're like, come and see the house, come see what we did. Thanks for stopping by. Like, I just show up unannounced. And it's literally incredible how happy they are. Like, even a year later, like, when they see you, you're like, thank you so much. Like, they're so thankful for everything you did.
I love that.
It's worth more than
That's
money.
great.
So they got cheesecake. We got Dom Perignon.
Hey, who's the real winner?
Oh, man. So what is that challenge? What is the challenge?
We didn't really give him that much time to think.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking. Shit.
We're gonna have to put him on the spot. another time. You have to think about it. You got to tell us.
Yeah, 'cause I want to give a good one. I don't want to give like some half-ass type of deal.
There's nothing about this man that isn't 100%. So
all right, I'll give him one. But it's going to be a year challenge.
A year challenge. Let's hear it for the handsome home buyer.
So I think he always says he does whatever 150, 100 houses, 125, whatever it is. So year 2022, by the end of 2022, he has to do 200 remodel flips.
for the year of 2022?
Yeah, so starting 2020. Or we could do starting now, but I think we got to give it fresh.
Let's do it fresh.
Starting 2022, so he has from 2022 January to December 31st, he has to do 200 flips. I don't care how he gets there, who he has to steal them from. 200 deals.
You heard it here.
You heard it here. This
Charles,
is an exclusive.
shout out. You got to, not a shout out, call out. 200 flips 2022.
All right, you heard it.
Damn.
Hey, yo,
Otherwise, insignia dinner for us three on you.
Yo, but the thing is, I believe he'll do it. I know he'll do it. If not, I'll take all three of you guys out to. If you do it, I'll take you all out to Insignia. There you go.
Either way, we're eating steak.
Yeah, I know. Right?
Either way,
I'm good. I'm trying to eat for free.
Either way, we eating.
Yo, Josh, it was a pleasure having you on, man.
I appreciate
Anything
it.
else you want to say to any agents listening or anybody listening in general?
I think if you want to be successful in this business or any business that you want to do, don't just say, I want to do it. Your actions speak louder than your words, and that's how you're going to make the money. So don't just talk, literally walk it, and you'll see the outcome will be insignificant.
So much, Josh. You are the man. Thank you so much for your gift. We really appreciate it.
Don't
Thank
pay
you for
me on.
dropping gems after gems after gems.
Challenges,
Challenges.
live calls.
$1 million episode. That's all we bring.
Yeah, $1 million episode, 100%.
That's it.
This is why we love the podcast, because you never know what could
You never know what's going to happen.
All right. Thank you so much, Josh. That is episode 10. Cue the outro.
Let's go.
Get him.
Thank you for tuning in to the Real Estate and Chill podcast with James Chaudhry and Kevin Iglesias. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, share this with your friends, your enemies, your mother-in-law. No, seriously, this podcast is so fucking good, you might want to tell your